You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. We're coming to you. We're walking down the lane to the Super Bowl. And it's that time again. I'm going to tell you, man, don't believe all the hype. I'm going to tell you, the 49ers got the Kansas City Chiefs, and we walking straight on down into Las Vegas. We about to take this down, folks. I know you've heard the reports. I know you've heard a lot of things be said. I mean, we brought up, I couldn't believe to hear the 49ers as they came up with the narrative that the defense didn't do any effort. Okay, then the next thing you come up is we've got to be able to stop Kansas City. And, next thing we came up is we got to deal with Chase Young. Folks, this is all hype. Money Mike's here to give you the pick of the week. I'm going to tell you how this was going to go down, just like I told you how Detroit was going to go down. So I want you to listen clearly, because we are the San Francisco 49ers and we are America's team. So basically everybody, the media is talking about it. I've already run it down. It's Brock Purdy, it's apple pie versus Patrick Mahomes, sweet potato pie. And I'm going to tell you folks, the Niners are coming into this one ready to roll. There ain't no stopping the Niners. Kansas City, you're going to listen to everybody tell you all the different things. Folks, this is going to be just a straight up knockout. 49ers are going to put a hammer down on Kansas City, and they're going to rock and roll, and they're going to win the Super Bowl. But let me tell you why. Because they've already met their challenge. And I hear people talk about the defense didn't do this, and the defense and Steve Wilkes. Man, my guy's got it down on lock. He comes out right before you can ask him a question. Our effort was bad. But let me tell you what's going on, man. When you get to the NFC Championship game, there ain't no time to be talking about defense, whatever. The only thing you need to be talking about is winning the game. Okay, now when did a defensive coordinator have to come out and try to build that narrative that we didn't play well enough and we got to go play? I don't care if you play horrible. If you win the game, you win the game. Okay, this hype about Kansas City, folks, let me tell you something. Kansas City's not even in the same level as the San Francisco 49ers, okay? Kansas City's offensive line is not as good as San Francisco's defensive line. Kansas City's defensive line is not as good as San Francisco's offensive line. Okay, Kansas City running backs are not as good as the 49ers linebackers. Folks, this is a mismatch if I ever seen one. I've watched you guys all the way through the season. I told you everything that was going to go down before it happened. And look at everybody now. Everybody's sitting here trying to figure out a way on the last game of how Kansas City's going to beat the 49ers. Well, Money Mike's here to tell you why everybody's getting scared because they think all the money's going in on San Francisco. Even my guy, Travis King, man. Come on, Travis. You can't get scared. We rolling with you all week, 49er faithful. And now we get to the dance and you saying Vegas and the money. Let me tell you what's happening with that. Vegas ain't going to stop the 49ers from winning this money this year. Let me tell you why. Because Vegas wants the 49ers back next year. Okay, and we going to go into Vegas spending money. Now, what Vegas going to collect on, Money Mike can tell you because I know how to pick them and I know what's on their mind. They're going to collect on all them prop bets. All them prop bets they going to lay out, that's where they're going to do it. But Money Mike's here to tell you the 49ers, we're going to dominate the game. We're going to win the game. Brock Purdy's going to be the MVP. Well, you know what? They might have to split it, him, Christian, and Debo, because I think we're going to have triple MVPs. But if somebody can sit here and tell me today that the Kansas City Chiefs can stand up to the San Francisco 49ers, are you for real? You told me Green Bay Packers could stand up to the San Francisco 49ers. And Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love and LaFleur, the coach, where they at? They at home, folks. Okay? You preach to me about here come the Detroit Lions. Here come Detroit. Here come Detroit. Here come Detroit. Detroit Lions going to come in here and beat the 49ers. You know where Detroit is? They at home, folks. Okay? And now you got the Kansas City Chiefs. Money Mike been telling you week after week that, you know what, Steve Wilkes can coach them from the parking lot. Man, if you got to get guys up and try to coach them up on the Super Bowl, man, it's lights, camera, action out on that field. All right, and you got some cats, Debo. Man, if you want to bet on something, bet on who's going to get the MVP out of the 49ers. Because I need to know if it's going to be the MVP going to be Debo, is the MVP going to be Christian McCaffrey, Is the MVP going to be Brock Purdy? Is the MVP going to be Brandon Ayuk? Is the MVP going to be Fred Warner? Is the MVP going to be Bosa? Is it going to be Young? Is it going to be Armstead? Folks, you're dealing with the San Francisco 49ers. Don't get it twisted. We going up there to get this one, and we'll be back next year and the year after. Back to back to back. This Money Mike trying to tell you, man, don't worry about putting money on the 49ers. The point spread's not big enough. And I'm going to tell you, they coming out here to our house. And if you think Kansas City is going to come out here to our house, okay, Las Vegas, connected to L.A., okay, connected right in here to San Francisco, you have lost your mind. I'm trying to put you on a winner. I've been telling you week after week, and all the 49er haters keep telling me, one next week, Kansas City. There ain't no next week, folks. We are America's team. This is not a game. I will continue to break down the mismatches, but I'm just going to be honest with you. Well, you know why? Because they got the red and the white, and I told you they got to taste the blue. I always tell you got to taste the blue. What the blue is, when we start hitting you, and we start putting hats on the heads, and we start knocking bodies around, ain't nobody going to touch the San Francisco 49ers. And these guys got one game. One game they pumped up and for all the marbles. And you know what we coming to do? We getting ready to take the marbles. We getting ready to take the kitchen. We even go take a 40 burger. Should have had a 40 burger on Detroit, but we started out late. We're going to drop a 40 burger right up here on Kansas City. And Patrick Mahomes and that sweet potato pie, man, I'm sorry for you, brother, but you're going to have to go on home. We should have got you the last one. We ain't going to miss this one. So, folks, I'll tell you this. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And you know what? All things are possible to those who believe. And we going higher and higher because every day we going to get better and better. But this is what I'll tell you. We love the Niners. And Niners are an American team. That used to be the Dallas Cowboys. But you know what? If you can't shine, you don't get no wine, Dallas. Jerry Jones, think about it next year. So take Detroit, Motown, Motor City. You know what? Kid Rock, Eminem, you right. Think about it next year. We'll see you. But we ain't going nowhere. Because this is where we going to host for the next 3 years. You going to roll up through Levi. You going to roll up to wherever they tell us to go next. And in fact, heck, we might just outbid and bring it back to Levi. But folks, there ain't no better model of excellence than the San Francisco 49ers. And I'm just here to tell you, Super Bowl champions 2024, you got it. It is what it is. And you know what? I love what I do because at the end of the day, it's my opinion. But if my opinion becomes the truth, then I've given you the facts before they happen. And that's what we do here at the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. All things are possible to those who believe.